Phase Line Ghost, Part 2. Foreign Influence, The Quiet War. Welcome to our Stuttgart community messaging platform called the OPSEC Minute Extended. On Mondays, we use this space, in posted YouTube videos, to share both a little OPSEC, or Operation Security Wisdom, along with an occasional Marvel team-up bridge that ties into other regulatory security disciplines and policies. Please feel free to like, share with family or friends, or subscribe, and check out the video of this and other OPSEC Minute extended stories on our YouTube I Secure Narratives channel. Simply let our stories capture your imagination as they play in the background while you tackle your morning routine and backlog of email. Now, enjoy this week's I Secure Narratives. Prologue. Ethan Vale stared at logistics maps crawling across CF monitors inside Kelly Barracks. Humanitarian routes, medical shipments, fuel corridors. Everything appeared normal. Too normal. Somebody's studying alliance hesitation, Vale said quietly as Jess entered carrying coffee. He zoomed in to synchronize delay metrics across NATO approval chains. Not military weakness, he continued. Political reaction time. Jess frowned. To what end? Vale finally looked at her. To break NATO without firing the first shot. Act 1. Atlas. The breakthrough came through an overlooked contractor invoice. Atlas Strategic Solutions, a small logistics integration company connected to humanitarian routing software across multiple NATO support frameworks. On paper, legitimate. In reality, something else entirely. Financial tracing revealed overlapping ties to competing geopolitical interests. Russian-aligned influence capital, Chinese commercial infrastructure investors, Middle Eastern strategic networks, not partners, opportunists, different agendas exploiting the same instability. Vale briefed the team inside the skiff. Yael's network wanted stronger NATO regional commitments favorable to Israeli maritime security. Jess listened carefully. But this operation... Vale's expression hardened. They want fragmentation. The strategy was chillingly modern. Disrupt humanitarian trust. Amplify panic. Weaponize public outrage. Overload alliance coordination. Not military conquest, societal paralysis. They're turning perception into a battlefield, Jess whispered. Vale nodded once. Exactly. Act 2. Penetration. Berlin called at 0317 in the morning. Encrypted line. Minimal words. You have penetration. Vale's jaw tightened. How high? A pause. We don't know yet. The line disconnected. The next 48 hours spread panic quietly through Stuttgart. Credentials suspended. Systems segmented. Personnel reassigned. Rumors exploded instantly. Russian infiltration. Chinese malware. Compromised contractors. Nobody trusted anybody anymore. Jess watched conversations shrink across cafeterias and offices. People lowered voices. Doors closed faster. Counterintelligence investigations poisoned environments by design, and hostile actors understood that perfectly. Later, Chaplain Curlin found Jess alone inside the chapel. You blaming yourself again? I opened the door. So did everyone else, Curlin replied gently. That night, Vale gathered the core team. We finally know the target. A classified infrastructure overlay illuminated the room. Ports, fuel reserves, rail systems, humanitarian corridors. Then a projected scenario appeared. Eastern Mediterranean mass casualty cascade event. Silence settled heavily. Someone is preparing for a regional crisis large enough to overload Alliance decision-making, Vale said. War? Colonel Sanford asked. Maybe. Against who? Vale shook his head slowly. That may not matter anymore. Act 3. The Trigger. The attack began on a Thursday morning. Not with bombs, with confusion. False contamination reports spread across European emergency networks claiming NATO humanitarian shipments contained hazardous materials. Within minutes, ports delayed unloading. Media amplified rumors. Protests erupted. Then cyber disruptions followed. Routing systems lagged. Authentication failures multiplied. Convoy clearances froze. Just enough friction to trigger panic. Exactly as designed. Inside Stuttgart, alarms erupted across operations centers. Vale coordinated containment while J.B. Brooks pushed emergency OPSEC guidance installation. Wide. Jess monitored logistics traffic in real time. Then she saw it. A hidden rerouting command buried beneath emergency shipment updates. Small, elegant, deadly. How many trucks are attached? She asked. Arthur checked the route. 43. Destination? Arthur looked up slowly. A civilian refugee processing corridor. The room went silent. Manufactured humanitarian catastrophe. One collision. One panic event. One live-stream disaster capable of shattering NATO credibility overnight. Vale moved instantly. Lock the route. System delay, Andrew Williams replied. How long? 3 minutes. Vale grabbed his radio. Then we stop them manually. Act 4. Convoy. Rain hammered the Autobahn as military police and German authorities raced toward the convoy chain. Jess rode beside Vale through sheets of rain and flashing blue lights. What if we're too late? Vale kept his eyes locked ahead. Then somebody else controls the story. The convoy finally emerged through the storm. 43 humanitarian trucks moving steadily toward the civilian corridor. Police roadblocks slammed into place while NATO personnel physically intercepted the route. Inside the lead truck, confused drivers stared as armed authorities redirected traffic. Then a commuter bus crossed the exact intersection the convoy would have entered 2 minutes later. Children sat inside. Families. Ordinary people. Jess watched silently as the bus disappeared into the rain. Not military defeat, societal rupture. That had been the target all along. Act 5. Ghosts. 3 weeks later, the incident officially became a contained multinational cyber logistics disruption. Publicly manageable. Privately terrifying. Behind closed doors, NATO launched sweeping infrastructure reforms while influence operations became treated as equal threats alongside cyber warfare, because modern conflict no longer required invasion, only confusion, only distrust, only exhaustion. Jess met Ethan Vale outside Patch Barracks beneath clear spring skies. "You staying?" he asked. "For now." Vale handed her an evidence bag. Inside sat Yael Ben David's partially decrypted phone. Jess looked up carefully. "What's on it?" Vale exhaled slowly. Enough to suggest she may have tried stopping the final phase. Jess stared at the phone. "You think she changed sides?" "No," Vale said quietly. "I think she finally realized what she helped unleash." Epilogue. Summer returned to Stuttgart. Children played soccer near Robinson Barracks. Families crowded beer gardens beneath warm lights while convoys rolled endlessly through the installations. Life moved forward. It always did. But something fundamental had changed. People finally understood the real battlefield wasn't only physical terrain, it was trust, perception, human connection. One evening, Jess returned to the cafe near Vaihingen Station where everything began. Same rain, same flickering awning. Her phone vibrated. Unknown number. This time she opened it immediately. One sentence appeared. "Would you like to know who funded Atlas?" Jess looked toward the glowing Stuttgart skyline. For the first time in months, she no longer felt hunted. She felt ready. Thank you for sticking around as we continue testing the boundaries of an extended storyboard. Think of it as security training with a plot twist and a fresh way to both educate our team and connect with our military community. Subscribe to our YouTube or Secure Narratives channel. Hit us with a like and watch for our new updates. Also, if you have other suggestions or ideas, or are interested in a personalized name drop, or your work center's inclusion to our tales, don't hold back. Send a quick note to share your thoughts. We're all ears and ready to make things even better. So, keep those comments coming. Until next Monday, stay aware, stay connected, and stay engaged.